Hey guys, welcome back to another R show. Surprise! I don't know if it was a surprise because John announced that he's going to be on this show. So, but as you can see, we have Cincinnati Picker and Dwayne, of course.
Now,
So
yeah.
How's it going, guys?
it's going good. How's everything going for you?
Doing great, man. I'm excited to be on your show. I appreciate you inviting me.
Well, like I said, when I asked you, you're like Chad said, you're new to the group. You're honest and everything else. So I figured, why not give you a little bit of a plug myself?
I appreciate that. I am definitely the new kid on the block. I've been doing this for about 2 months. It's really funny. A buddy of mine actually is all about social media and promoting and all of that. And he was like, you should do YouTube shows, about like what you find and all that. And he turned me on to Craigslist Hunter, and I was watching all of Pete's videos, and I was like, this is really cool. And I found this whole resale community, which honestly, it kind of took me by surprise. Like there's just this whole community basically doing a lot of the stuff I'm doing. And it's pretty incredible. And I've learned a lot from everybody, and I've enjoyed watching you guys. So I'm really excited to be on your show.
Well, you mentioned before, Dwayne, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to say, before you say you got a lot of people do what you do, in a way, you don't. I don't know how many other people have their own auction sites and their own warehouse to get stuff coming in.
Yeah.
You've definitely taken it to a different level than most of us.
Yeah. Yeah. When I do a lot of things, I kind of go all in. You know what I mean? I put 100% into it, and it's kind of like if you've ever played poker and you've got all your chips and you've got a good hand and you just decide to go all in. That's basically what I've done. And for 2 years, it's gone pretty good. We've grown quite a lot, and it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, we talk about poker on this channel. I don't know if you caught one of our older reseller drive-bys where we actually did a comparison of the poker mindset and reselling mindset.
Yes,
Right.
reseller mindset is a huge thing. I feel like constantly when I'm looking at things at garage sales, I get in this zone of a reseller mindset. And even if I have my wife with me and she asks me a question, I sometimes don't respond because I'm in the zone of trying to find something to flip. It's really bad. It's kind of a problem.
Or you look at every single thing in your life as a dollar sign. I've caught myself doing that a lot. It's like, oh, I need to stop that.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes it's hard to separate yourself, to kind of get out of that zone and just enjoy life and kind of relax.
And but what Chris was talking about is we had a video ago, I can't remember how long ago it was, that compared the poker, how you play poker versus reselling, and how similar, mindsets between the two platforms are the same. It's sometimes the way you think about poker is exactly how you need to think about reselling. So
You take an educated guess in poker that a certain card or a certain suit's going to hit for you to get your flush. You got to take the educated guess. Okay, this I know I can make this at least this much money on. I need to spend this much to get the profit.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
yeah, it was a rather interesting show, honestly, because we had people that were debating us on the morality of poker, and it was like, well, that's not what we're talking about here. we're talking about the way we think of things,
Yeah.
But
Right,
hey, it was all good.
Yeah. You can play poker without gambling. I mean, forget about the morality part of it. You can just play a hand of cards and not really gamble any money.
For sure, that's true. But what fun is that? I mean, there's got to be something on the line, or it doesn't really count.
Yep, that is true.
Okay, we have a question from Steven Strong has asked. I don't know why he didn't ask it on your show. How far would you go to pick?
How far would I go to pick? I've driven about 60 to 75 miles to pick. I'll be honest, in the fall and the winter time, there's no garage sales in Cincinnati. So I've got to get creative and find live auctions to go find stuff. Sometimes that means a 2 or 3 hour drive to find items. But I know that I'm going to get there early, like 7, 8 a.m., and I'm going to be there till 5 or 6 p.m. and I'm going to fill my van. And it's tough because you've got to look at those auction ads and kind of look at the pictures and look at the description and kind of make a decision of what the best avenue is. But yeah, I've traveled 2 to 3 hours away to go to an auction.
That's awesome.
And how many times have those people say since I'm sure you probably made friends with the auctioneers at that place, have they ever brought stuff to your auctions?
1 or 2 have, yeah. I've got a couple live auctioneers that have brought some items to me. You know, networking is absolutely huge. I feel like everybody I meet, I try to make a connection with. I've got a ton of business cards. I'm constantly passing them out, and just seeing how I can help someone else make money or help someone else fix a problem that they have. Because really that's what it's all about. You know, even if you have business cards, you don't want to pass them out and kind of tell them what you're looking for. Instead, ask what they're looking for. Are they trying to move product? Are they trying to grow their business? That's when you want to pass out your business card and say, look, I can help you do what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome.
Dwayne, you want to answer Krillin's question now on the air since
I
type it?
actually have to look it up, but yes, I will. I'll answer it when I find the correct answer.
So, are you going to be going to the reseller rally, John? Since
I will be there. Yeah, I'm excited for it. What are we, about 2 weeks away?
Yeah,
3 weeks away?
Father's Day weekend. So.
Yeah, Father's Day weekend. That's right. And I'm kind of a new dad. I've got a 15-month-old, so this is my second Father's Day.
So how's that going to work? Is your wife going to, kick you to the curb or what?
No, I don't. I hope not. I hope she doesn't kick me to the curb. Obviously I'll be traveling back Sunday. I'm not too far from Chicago. You know, it's it's about a 5-hour drive for me. So I hope to be back in the afternoon.
Okay, can I say it now there, Chris?
Sure.
All right, guys. Beans, I can't really post it in the chat, I don't believe. It is Cash for Computers. Let's see, cashforcomputersscrap.com. So there you go, Krillin. And you can do it so that you pay shipping. They'll take the shipping out of what you get. So let's say you send 100 pounds worth of stuff. They'll process it and then take the shipping out of it. So it's actually a pretty good deal. And I believe they're still going to Ohio. I'm not exactly sure.
Cash for Computers?
Sorry. Yes, cashforcomputersscrap.com.
And that's is that Krillin's website?
No. That's Krillin asked a question on what website I sell my computer boards to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for e-waste. So that's the one I use. I would look and see if there's something more local, because the only thing that kills me is the shipping, because I'm in Utah and that's in Ohio. So if there's something a little closer, it's a lot better for you.
What part of Ohio is it? Do you know?
I would have to look it up.
That might be something I could just drop them off to.
He's quick.
Yeah.
Probably. Ohio's not a big state, right? I mean, for the most part.
It's a decent size. It's not, yeah. I think you can fit 4 Ohios in Texas, maybe even 5 Ohios in Texas. But
right.
Yeah, it's a decent size. I think it's maybe 400 miles long, roughly. Garage Flips is asking me, how does your wife feel about YouTube? What's funny is she just left the room, and I'm not sure if she heard me ask that question, but she's really supportive of everything. I got to be honest. She's pretty awesome about it. I mean, during that last show she had, she was bringing me beers and really supporting the whole thing. So she's pretty great about the whole YouTube thing, especially since it's new and taking up a big portion of my time.
I think she's just looking to take advantage of you later. That's why she's bringing beers.
I like the way you think, Dwayne.
So.
Yeah, Mike's kinetic energy joking around saying he can't understand you guys. So I said, then he has to have one to understand what you guys are saying.
I could say, am I slurring that bad?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't think we're
I understand you.
I think Mike is having problems with his headphones or something like that.
Well, he is a Cajun,
Or he's just being a funny troll tonight.
Yeah, I think
That
that's
could be
Mike's
true too.
MO. Yeah,
Right.
Mike, you should change your channel to Funny Troll.
YouTubetroll.com. Everybody. Lonnie wants us to speak Cajun. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Even though it's going to be an interview for you to, for us to interview you, John, since you're so new. I know you're new to my channel as a watcher, so I'm probably sure you're going to ask this question. I'm going to answer it for you, or I'll ask you if this is on your mind. Why do I have the name Walking Picker? Right?
Actually, that was on my mind because I have watched, I'd say, at least 7 to 8 of your videos. So why are you the Walking Picker?
Because when I was born, I have a disability. I was born with cerebral palsy, and as my parents passed away, I wasn't able to get a license. So anywhere I go, whether it goes to a thrift store, unless I'm in the car, like with Dwayne or somebody, or taking a bus, if I go to yard sales or anywhere, I walk. So
Hence the Walking
I
Picker.
have to carry everything, and they have to carry everything back walking. So,
Wow. So you've logged a lot of miles in your time.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, man, kudos to you. You know, kudos to not letting that bring you down and just basically persevering over that and kind of doing what you want to do, you know?
Yeah,
So kudos. I mean, cheers to that.
well, thanks. I know a lot of new viewers especially if coming from somebody else's channel, because I don't get a lot of. That's the one thing I like about how you guys do the show. Even though I suggest you might want to, even though you want to switch it around, you might want to stay on one channel.
Yeah, we've heard that feedback for sure. Absolutely. You know, I think Lonnie made a good point. He talked about switching into different channels just to kind of spread the love around, you know, because we've had a lot of good feedback from this show. You know, a lot of people have gained subscribers and grown their channel. So I think that was his idea of spreading it around and kind of sharing the love and see how it goes. This thing is really new. It's in its infancy. So we're kind of trying to get a feel for it and see how it grows. But I got to be honest, man, you're an inspiration. You're rising above this disability and you're going out there finding items to sell. You're really an inspiration to a lot of people. You're an inspiration to me. So basically, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show and thank you for doing the show that you're doing every week. You're hustling and you're working hard. I think you're doing an awesome job.
Well, I just do my best. That's all I can do as a seller, picker, or a YouTuber. I'm honest and everything else. That's why, like I said, Chad said it before on his channel when you were both there when he needed fill-ins for the post show. We're all honest people. He will not just put his name behind somebody without doing the homework, and I'm basically the same way. So
yeah, you and I were both on Chris's show, or I'm sorry, Chad's show. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yep, it was about that. I think it was that week.
Yep.
So, and
all right, what'd I miss?
Well, is that Dwayne?
Yeah, you didn't give me a whole lot of break between the two shows. Okay, so
Chris and I were having a love fest. We were hugging it out.
good. I didn't miss much then.
Dwayne, you can't blame me for no break.
Yeah.
You fought yourself to get on their show.
I know. I know. I had to beg, right? I had to beg to be on the Six Pack Show. What's up with that?
Well, so if you
I thought I had.
So then, Dwayne, if you had to beg to get on their show, you can't complain to me about not getting a break.
All right. Okay, you win. I'll just drink. I'm happy.
Dwayne, did you finish the bottle of Fireball already?
Oh no. I got a good chunk left. I know Lonnie was trying to kill me. You know, every time he's like, "Chug, do a shot." I'll chug my beer if you do a shot. Yeah.
Lonnie is a bad influence. Don't listen.
I know
Lonnie.
he is. He's such an instigator. I mean,
he's bad. And here's the thing about the drinking and the drinking shows and all that. I feel like everybody has kind of their limit. You know what I mean? Everybody just needs to know their own limit, and as long as you know their own limit, you're fine.
Agreed. I'm lucky that Chris had a little faith in me, because I guess last week I got a little out of hand. So this week, I saw in the chat that he was like, "Oh, I have faith in him. He knows his limit." So, no, we're good.
Chris, let me ask you a question. We were talking about this on the Reseller 6-pack about comfort zones in reselling. What would you say your comfort zone is?
I don't know if I really have a comfort zone, because I look and learn from everybody that has videos or whatever, and it's like I find different things. For example, I wasn't into hats, and then all of a sudden somebody said, "I'll send you some hats." Well, now I'm looking and buying hats. So I was doing patterns, but I'm getting rid of those off my store. I sold one over the weekend, and they was a little upset at me because it wasn't on her store. But because we're going to move the patterns into her account, because she's going to be doing crafts. So I figured patterns are crafty, and I don't have to worry about doing a low limit items. Not necessarily low limit, but I mean like a $4 to $5 item. She can do that. I can concentrate trying to get higher up, and she's not paying for a store where I am. So I want to be able to have the money coming in.
I think that's a good plan. It's funny you talk about hats. I just picked up like 30 hats at this one garage sale. Some of them were vintage, like fishing hats. Apparently, vintage fishing hats, there's like a niche market for it. Because I just sold one for $20, like lickety split, as soon as I listed it. I was really happy about that.
That's awesome. And what kind of hats were they? Or were they mostly sports, or?
There were some sports, there were some beer, and then there were 2 fishing hats. And one of the fishing hats sold, and the other one's getting a lot of interest already. And I'm pricing them in that like $20 to $35 range.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And I know quite a few. You have one beer hat, right, Chris? A couple of short batting practice hats or something?
I had 2 hats. One's a Guinness hat.
Oh, that's right.
I got some pale ale hat.
Pale ale. Yeah, right. So.
And we do have a question from Wicked Picker. He went about the 6-pack show. He said, "What about a new account for that show? So that way, whoever has the show that week can just sign in under that account."
You know what? I think on purpose, so that it can rotate a little bit, just so that we all get exposure and all our, get a little bump.
Yeah.
Maybe after it goes all the way through once or something, maybe they'll make a specific channel. But right now, I think it's just kind of to get everybody one big happy family, man.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dwayne. Lonnie had that idea to kind of switch it around, give everybody some of the love. The show honestly has gotten a lot of good feedback already. So we're trying to switch it around each channel and give everybody to share the love and not hog it all up in one channel. And I think it's a good idea. Lonnie's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
Whoa. I don't know if I'd go that far that Lonnie's a smart guy.
Really quick.
Especially since he's not here to defend himself.
Right. Not to derail this whole thing, but I missed your first show, Dwayne. You did a live show last night, buddy. How did it go?
It was pretty lame, but, I had to get out there because Lonnie had said in one of his previous shows that on the 6-pack had a YouTube channel and videos except me. And I'm like, oh, man, he just threw down the gauntlet. I got to do this. It was. I mean, absolutely. We had a good time. We had to do a good. I mean, we had a good time, but it wasn't all that well received. Just because I didn't promote it or anything. A little bit, not much.
Honestly, the fact that you had some live viewers is good. It's your very first show, so that's awesome. Trust me, I've already hit the thumbs up. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm looking forward to it, and I expect more videos where it comes. And really quick, apparently Lonnie is just destined. He's really expecting us to drink. He says he sent proof. He says check your private message. He says drink.
Yeah.
All right, Lonnie.
I know.
Here we go, bud.
$17.99. All right.
I'm gonna finish this one for you, buddy.
I can't finish mine. I'm sorry. I mean, I just cracked this 40. I'll put it this way, Lonnie, just for you. the end of the show. Okay, I can't. There's no way I can pound 32 ounces of beer this quickly. Not if you really want me to hear, to speak and everything. I know Chris doesn't want that, so, but I will. Oh, he wants a shot. I can do a shot for that. I'll do a shot for you. Sorry, Chris. I'm really not trying to derail here.
I know. And when you're done doing that, Dwayne, just do a comment or something because Amelia says she doesn't know your channel or she didn't see your first video either.
You know what? Like I said, okay, my first video happened yesterday. Basically, completely unscripted and completely. I threw up a thing about 10 minutes before I went on. I just really wanted to get out the jitters and kind of see how to do it. So, I have a schedule on when I'm going to do another one, but I will do another one. So, just watch out. If you want to subscribe to me, shameless plug here. Mothership Products is my YouTube moniker, whatever you want to call it. So go ahead and do that, and then you'll get notifications when I really do. And I have been thinking about, I know this has been done before by a lot of people, including Chris. I have been thinking about doing kind of a who's who, kind of a more personal not interrogation, but what do you call it? Anyway, a little bit more of a
in-depth
who's who and an in-depth. Oh man, okay, that last shot must have really. Anyway, I can't.
Who's who of reselling? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, interview. Thank you. Good Lord. Anyway, an interview of people and personal life as well as their reselling, what they're good at reselling, but just to find out, who we are talking to. Because a lot of times, I can see all these names and I've talked to a lot of people, but I really don't know them. I have met some in person, but not so much.
Yeah, I think interviews are a great way to get to know people a little bit better. I've been trying to do some interviews on my site, kind of called the flip. You know what I mean? And even though guys I've been watching for a while, I interview them in person and I learn a little bit more about what they're really about. You know what I mean? Something maybe that they're not sharing on their channel.
And that's kind of where I'm going is that, contrary to popular belief, we all are humans here. We do have real lives. We do have families. We do, and just to get to know each other a little bit better since we aren't able to meet in person a lot of times. So I have thought about that. I haven't exactly, laid out the plan for it, but that's the plan.
I think what Dwayne's basing it on is, John, I did a series a while back called the My Life series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. That was part of it.
I'd have somebody on it, and I would actually, instead of talking about reselling per se, unless they did reselling from when they were young, I'd ask them, what did you do? How did you get into the reselling? Like, what did you do before that? Who taught you, what drove you to be the person you are today?
That's awesome. I need to go back and kind of binge watch all of your episodes, man. That's a really good. That's great. How many different people did you interview?
I don't even remember. I have it in an actual playlist called the My Life series. So I know Dwayne was one of them. I had another co-host that I had for a while was on it, Chris Nice. I had
Tanya.
The Sierras from the Sierra State Liquidators on it on two separate. Each of them had a turn. I started to run out of people to have on, and it's like I had to change up what I did for Sunday nights, and then I brought back the R show because originally this R show was on Sundays. Then I moved it to Wednesday nights for about a year, and then I moved it back because of the way numbers were showing. I said, well, I'll get more views on Wednesday night. I want to be educated on more educational on Sunday type of thing to really start the day for everybody. That's what I was doing for Sundays. Nobody had a show Saturday, and I was like, okay, Sundays is back to the work day.
Yeah.
Monday. Get everybody prepared for Monday.
That's what's tricky,
exactly.
Finding a time slot to put your show in that nobody else has a show, and you're not kind of stepping on other people's toes. It's really difficult because there's a lot of good YouTubers out there with good followings.
Yeah, a ton. So I mean, that was one of the things I was thinking about doing. Like I said, I know it's been done before, but you know, I'm interested. It may not be for everybody else, but it's for me. Just to, like you, John. I mean, you haven't never been on that type of show where, you know, we found out about your wife and your kids and how you got to your auction website. I mean, you've given tidbits here and there in other interviews, but just those kind of things. So
sure, yeah. You know, it's really funny when I started this whole YouTube thing. I didn't really think that people wanted to know about my auction website, and they wanted to know about this and that. It's kind of tricky to figure out what people are actually curious about until they start asking. So you don't want to shove anything down people's throats, and you just want to kind of be an open book about things. So that's what I try to be. You know, honestly, I think this whole reselling community is incredible that I stumbled upon. I've learned a lot from everybody, and I just want to kind of help other people learn about reselling, you know, little tips and little tricks and things that might make them a little bit of extra money. I love nothing more than when somebody makes money. People buy stuff from my website for $5 and then they come in and say, I sold that on eBay for $200. I absolutely love that. I really do. I love when people make money. I know they're going to come back and bid more on my website. And if somebody wins, then everybody wins. And right now, Lonnie just donated $2 to the show and asked you to do a shot, Dwayne.
I see it.
So I think you need to do a shot.
I will do a shot, but I'm going to say, all right, see this here? For a $15 donation, I will kill this in one shot.
Oh, $15. All right,
bring
Lonnie.
it. Let's see who wants to see it.
You threw it out there, man. $15. Who's going to
pay
it?
I mean, I'm going to throw it down. Throw the gauntlet down.
All right. Now, here's the thing, Dwayne. Now, if 3 different people donate $5, that's $15.
I'm good with that. So if y'all want to get together and you know, IM each other and say, hey, you give 5 and I give 5, well, I'm good with that. We're all supporting Chris here anyway, so.
Absolutely.
Hey, shut up, leisure picture. Yeah, he said I'd do it for free.
No, you wouldn't. You don't want to get in trouble without my permission.
Guys, yeah, my wife's calling me. I'm going to be right back.
All right. Hey, Angie, don't worry. I'm not nearly that drunk. So.
Oh, I know.
No, Angie said, do not get alcohol poisoning. First of all, this isn't that much. So.
Guess what?
Oh, my. All right. You ready, Lonnie? All right. There you go.
Okay, I gotta watch it on the actual show to see it. I had to watch it on the actual show to see you do it.
Oh wow! See, I even got an extra 5 out of the deal.
No, I did.
I got all kind of people. You're getting all kind of money, Chris. All right, there you go, guys. It is dead. Whew. That was harsh. Let me tell you. Okay.
I wasn't here to see it.
I you know what? You got $35 to watch me just do that, Chris. So, you know what, guys?
Tell your wife I'm sorry. I might make you a drunk after all.
Trust me. I was an accomplished drinker. I'm not a drunk. I'm an accomplished drinker way before that. So.
All right. Looks like I missed a bunch of donations here.
All right. Here you go, John. Just so you know, and you can verify.
Empty. It's empty. All right. Good job. Chris, I got to ask, are you happy, man? You've just got like $35.
Well, I'm not necessarily happy why I got it because, I mean, I know everybody's having fun with Dwayne. That's what it matters. As long as we learn about you and we're all having fun. I just don't want it to become a weekly thing that everybody's wanting to make him get drunk.
Right. I completely understand that.
Hey, Chris, John. I think Chris just successfully finished your challenge in the last show. He did just get a extra income stream.
Seriously. All right, Chris. How did? Yeah,
So he's out.
That's impressive. He's already got $35. Like, boom, that. All
See,
you have
there
to
you go.
do is get Dwayne drunk, and the money rolls in just like that.
For that, All Day Grabber and Lonnie each donated another $3.
Damn. See, you're good.
Are you up to like $50 now?
I know, right?
Oh,
Damn.
I'm not gonna say how much I made in the last month because I don't want to get in trouble with Google for AdSense and everything else. But let's just say I told Dwayne what I was at after 30-something days the other day, and I was a little shocked. So
It's good. I mean, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Karen, was it Karen's at the beach? Asked if there was a worm in the bottle. No, this was. It was definitely not tequila. I've actually had tequila with the worm, and I'm not a fan. So, oh please.
All right, so don't puke on stream. All right, Dwayne. So I want to get down to brass tacks as far as this whole comfort zone and selling and everything.
Sure.
Tell me all of the avenues you use to sell your items.
Like outlets.
Yes.
Okay. So I do eBay. I have done. We have a local, basically a kind of a Craigslist. It's called KSL, which is I don't even know what it is. It's like a TV station that is obviously K Salt Lake, but they have a very good Craigslist type classifieds. So I've sold there. I've sold. I did FBA for quite a while. I just recalled most of my FBA stuff because of all the restrictions and wasn't selling, so I recalled it and flipped it, turned it onto eBay. I've done. I'd say that's probably the big three. Is the KSL, which is, like I said, similar to Craigslist, FBA, and eBay. I haven't done zero merchant fulfilled. I've sold 2 things on Etsy. Not that that's a big ding, but it's out there.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, the fact that you're diversifying, I think, is key. So I'm throwing out obviously I threw out a challenge on our last show. I'm going to do it again on this show to you and Chris and everybody's watching to find someone local or find another website to sell your items. You know, find something that you're not currently buying that you could be buying to sell through that extra avenue to bring in some more money.
And like I said, Chris has already successfully accomplished that.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I feel like, with this reselling thing, I feel like if you are not constantly growing and constantly looking outside the box, you're going to be left behind because there's so many things that are coming up all the time. And there's so many people jumping into the game. Like, for a perfect example, Pete on his show Friday night with Chad and Ronnie, he said the clothing items have doubled.
I heard that as well.
11 million to like 23 million in 1 year. Okay, so if everybody's jumping into the clothing reselling game, if everybody is trying to make money selling items, you need to separate yourself by working harder and by finding different and new ways to sell and source items.
Absolutely.
So if everybody can think outside the box, find a new network, find a new contact, find something to bring in more money. That way, if you've got 4 or 5 revenue streams coming in every week, you're fine with one of them doing a little bit and one of them doing a little bit more. It's going to average out so that you're not so reliant on one.
Yeah, diversification has always been the easiest way to make money. If you've put all your eggs in one basket, you're susceptible to any kind of market fluctuation. So yeah, I agree with you. If you have money, put in different baskets, for example, you can weather the storm. And that's it's really important.
Chris, how do you feel about that, diversifying?
Chris,
Are you there?
No, I got stuck for a second there. Like I said, for some reason the YouTube's not showing either of you now, so all I see is pictures. So
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah. So and I made a comment to Lonnie because of what he's been doing to Dwayne. I told him he can stop now, all right. Next time he's on the 6-pack, we're gonna make him go past his 2 beers.
Whoa, hello. Let's drop that gauntlet there, Lonnie. No, we're good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I gotta be
Chris,
careful about how it looks too, Dwayne. That's one thing I said.
I know.
I'm looking at the chat. So Iron Front says, I used to sell a lot of golf clubs on eBay, but now I just bring them to a golf store and they pay me more than I would make on eBay. That is a perfect example. Absolutely perfect. So you find someone local or you find another avenue that will buy things that you either are already currently buying or something that they want. And it's bringing you extra money and an extra revenue. And you're not going to the trouble of listing it on eBay and shipping it and all that extra other stuff. So basically the idea is to get 4 or 5 revenue streams so that each week they're all bringing in money. One might be less, one might be more, but they average out. I feel like that's what I'm trying to do right now. I've got my online auction website. I've got my live auction. I take stuff to Palladium Sports. I sell things on eBay. And it averages out so that each week I'm getting in a good amount of money, even though they're all not the same every week.
Right. So back to the original thing. How did you get started? I mean, how did you decide to do this website thing? Because obviously that is the thing that sets you apart from other resellers. Is everybody else sells on eBay and all these other platforms. You made your own damn platform, right?
I mean, did.
What made you decide to do that? And how hard was it?
So in Cincinnati, there was already 1 or 2 platforms that were online, and I was noticing how much money they were getting for everyday average items. And I'm thinking, man, I could really be doing this myself and not paying the eBay fees. There was a few websites that just looked like absolute garbage, to be perfectly honest.
Sure.
I decided pretty quick that I was going to separate myself from them. So I hired a web developer to make my own website. I did some surveys to figure what people liked about auction websites and what they wanted to see, and I customized it so that it fit those needs. I also tried to find the items that they were looking for. It took a while, I'll be perfectly honest. The first 3 to 6 months, I lost my ass on a lot of items. This stuff was selling for $2 or $3 that was worth $20 to $30. So it's kind of finding that happy medium of okay, what do I list on eBay? What do I list on my site? Because you don't want to get a reputation of selling junk on your website. Because if you sell junk, people aren't going to come back. Sure. So when I would sell things for cheap, that was kind of my advertising. People would get something for cheap, and then they tell their friends, "Oh, I got this, and it was such a great deal." And now I'm going to go on, look what I found. So that was my advertising. I started my very first auction with 50 bidders, and now I've got close to 4,000.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, seriously, that's kind of a rags to riches kind of story. I mean, you saw a need and you decided to pursue it. How much did it cost you, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, I'm sure, I think I remember you saying before that it wouldn't be so expensive, except the way you did it was kind of expensive.
Yeah, I kind of did it the long way, basically. I've invested over $20,000 just in my website so far. The very first year, I didn't hire any employees. I did everything myself. And I was able to do that because I didn't have any kids yet. My daughter wasn't born yet. So I worked 7 days a week. I probably worked 80 to 90 hours. I was up every day at 5 a.m. I'd come home at like 7 to 8 p.m. every day. So I logged all the items. I took everything in. I took care of all the customers. I did everything.
Mhm.
But then I started hiring employees, and now I can work a little bit less, let them do the work, and I'm making the same amount of money. It takes a long time. You know, it's not easy. You have to build that following of bidders, and that's what really is the hardest part. Is finding the bidders, getting everybody to come back every single week. And I'm looking in the chat, and Krillin's asking, how does the pitch go when people drop off merchandise? If they're nervous about what thing will do at auctions, do you jump the gun and tell them to keep the item? Basically, what I try to do is I ask them what they expect to get for each item. So if they've got a really valuable item, I try to get their expectation of what they think it'll sell for. If they're just out of the park, I tell them, look, based on our sales history, it's going to bring between this and this. Because we start everything at $1, and we do
That's
that
amazing.
so that it'll entice bids. We've tried reserves, and it just doesn't work. When you have reserves, people don't bid on items.
And that's kind of strange. I mean, I'm the same way. I won't bid on something that has a excuse me, a reserve, because it's like, what's the point if I don't hit the reserve? It's never. I'm not really bidding. Several times I've contacted auctions and said, "So what's your reserve?" And to me, that's always been silly. If you're going to have a reserve, just start the damn bidding at that. I mean, because then you're going to actually sell. So
Yeah,
it's just silly to me. Krillin has a question for you. What about the consignors? How does the conversation go about price?
Honestly, it's kind of a little bit what I talked about before. As far as price, some people will tell me like, yeah, this is a $300 item, and I kind of have to tell them I'm perfectly upfront and honest with everyone. I'll say, look, this typically brings between this amount and this amount on my website. So if you value it at more, you might want to try to sell it on eBay or Craigslist or another avenue. The last thing I want is for someone to be, kind of have a sour taste in their mouth about my website. I want them to be happy with
Absolutely.
it. So I try to under promise and over deliver.
Of course. I mean, that's the seriously, that's the entrepreneur's, quote of the day, for example. I mean, seriously, if you do that, you'll always be successful. Most people can't, though. That's what I see as, the problem in our, especially when something like you've done, where you've created your own platform. If you promise that you're going to overdo what you say and can't, but it sounds like you're doing really well, honestly.
Yeah, it's fun. I gotta be perfectly honest. It's a gamble every single week. It's always a gamble because I'll get things and I'll put them on that I think are going to bring good money, and they bring less. But then I'll get some random thing that brings a lot more, and literally every week it averages out so that it's not too bad. And that's what I try to tell my consignors too. I've had a guy that brought me a player piano, and he also brought me this little talking Cincinnati Reds figure. And I told him, I said, this little Reds figure is going to bring more than that piano. Wait and see what I tell you. The Reds figure brought close to $70, and the player piano brought $25.
Right.
Because the piano was so big and hard to move that nobody had the space for it.
Sure.
But the Reds figure was rare and hard to find, so it brought a lot more money because it's easier to display.
So, here's another question: Do you ship, or is it pickup only from your area?
I ship very little. If it's non-breakable and it's small, I'll ship it. The problem is somebody will win an item for $5 or less, and based on where they are, if they're in California, it'll cost about $20 to ship. And they say, look, I paid $5 for this and it's costing me $20 to ship. Like, they just don't want to do it. And it's kind of, it creates conflict. But yeah, I do still ship. If it's small and it's easy to ship, that's not a problem. All Day Deer Grabber asks, how many hours a week do you spend working? I'd say about 60 to 70 hours a week. I'm up every day between 5 and 6. I'm working until 6 or 7 p.m. I work 7 days a week, Sundays, Saturdays, every day. I'm always at my warehouse. I'm always working. There's never an end of something to do, whether it's shipping eBay items or prepping items for my guys. So I've got a couple guys that do the pictures and descriptions. So I have to prep those items for them. Got to line them up and get them ready. But there's never an end to the work to do. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
John, somebody else asked what your site was, but before you get the name out, have you used the auction zip to get advertising for your auctions at your place?
Yes, Auction Zip is amazing. I always use Auction Zip. I use it every single week. I always put my website on there. They used to not charge a fee. They used to just you be able to list your auction for free, but now they charge $10. I think the $10 is worth it. I list it every week. I've got an analytics that shows me where everybody is viewing my site and where those views are coming from. So I use that, and it shows me number one is Auction Zip. I get a few hundred views per week just from that one Auction Zip ad. So $10 is kind of a no-brainer for me. I absolutely use that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, Wiki Picker did ask what your site was, so if you want to give it out, I don't mind.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, my website option is lookwhatifound.bid. Unfortunately, lookwhatifound.com was taken already, so I bought the lookwhatifound.bid domain. We do one auction per week. We do roughly 300 to 500 items. It always starts on Monday and it ends on Sunday. We start everything at $1. We have no reserves. Everything sells for what it sells for. We do local pickup in Cincinnati, but if it's something small, I'd say smaller than a bread box, not easily breakable, we will gladly ship it.
Nick, no, Krillin asked, does the auction zip have each item, or is it just a link to your site?
So Auction Zip is really cool. It'll let you post a whole ad. So I can put a link to the website. I can put as many pictures as I want. Normally I put about, 5 to 10 pictures just to show some of the feature items. So it'll kind of do a brief description of what we've got on the website, kind of the times, the pickup dates, everything like that, and then a link to the website so that people can bid.
Okay.
So cool, dude. I mean, I would say that most people in our line of business kind of aspire to do exactly what you've done. It's so cool.
I appreciate you saying that. I really wish I could say that I thought of the idea. Unfortunately, I didn't. There's a number of auction websites in Cincinnati. It's kind of one of those things of seeing what someone else is doing and improving it, or making it your own. Making it your own of like how you can do it best and make money at it.
Well, oh, go ahead. No, I was going to say the same thing. Barry's question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Barry wants to know, do the bidders have to be in the Cincinnati area to go on your website?
They don't have to be local, but obviously I can't ship big items. I can't ship furniture. If it's a really big item, it's really difficult to ship. What happens is people buy something at a cheap price, and then it's a really big item, and I have to ship it cross country, and I give them the quote, and they just kind of back out on the whole deal, and it kind of makes it for a problem. Anything that's small, they don't have to be local. If it's a Nintendo, if it's video games, if it's anything like that, Barry, I know you're into video games. I'll gladly ship it to you.
Sure. Okay. Lonnie wants to know, John, any plans to expand to shipping more, or especially with your growing YouTube presence? I mean,
Yeah. We do have some plans to expand. I can't talk about it quite yet because it's still in the works. As far as
it's always
my
high tech, you know.
yeah, yeah, nothing's
No,
official
I
yet,
get you.
but we do have plans to expand. As far as my growing YouTube presence, I don't even think about that. YouTube is a hobby for me. It's a lot of fun. I just enjoy it. I don't even think about my presence or anything like that. It's so far down on the priority list that I just try to enjoy it and do a little bit here and there, and have fun meeting you guys and doing these shows with you guys. That I'm not really thinking about my subscribers or thinking about my presence. Like it's just kind of in the back of my mind.
You know what? When you go to the reseller rally, I think you'll be blown away. These people, and I haven't met everybody that's going, obviously, but I've met a lot of resellers, and they're so down to earth and they're so real. I think that'll give you a new perspective, on this community. Um, it's tight, but in the same point is everybody is a little bit different, and it's so cool. I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is really cool. I'll be honest, I've learned a lot already. I mean, I've been on here for 2 months watching all you guys and learning, and I've already found a few different things to source that I wasn't already sourcing. It's incredible. I feel like I knew a lot already because I've been sourcing and selling for about 15 years, and you think you know so much, and then you watch these other channels and you learn from guys. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's absolutely that way. I mean, the one thing you absolutely know is that you don't know. I mean, there's so much out there, and if you open your mind to everybody else's business models and the way they do things, I mean, it may not exactly fit your model, but a lot of times you can still glean a little bit of what they do and put it into your business and make it better.
Yeah, absolutely. Krillin in the chat is asking, would you sell your source code to someone in another city or state? I think I know what you're asking here. I've already sold a clone of my website to someone in the same city. In fact, he was 2 miles away where he set up shop. So his website is 513 Auctions. I sold him a clone of my website for a fraction of the cost that I've invested in mine, so that he could get started for cheaper, get his thing going, and it was kind of a benefit to both of us. You know what I mean? So I got a little bit of my investment back, and he got his auction website up and going. And he's been in business for over a year now, and he's doing good and he's doing well. So, yeah, that's absolutely something I've explored. I've customized my website to make it something special and something that bidders are actually looking for. So, absolutely, I'll clone my website, and I've done it before.
That's
I want
awesome.
to address Peter Holman. He's asking a couple of questions about. Well, there's one question was why go do auction when you can get stuff at Walmart and stuff like that. And people are in the chat trying to explain, and he made a comment about needing adult diapers. There is a YouTuber, I'm not mentioning his name, Peter, that sells adult diapers on eBay, on Amazon. You're saying, can you beat Amazon price? We're not trying to beat Amazon price. If we're selling on eBay, we're selling what we can for our price on eBay. There's no set way of doing this business. So
Sure.
you say you need the adult diapers, fine. But there's people that want coins or they want other things that you can't get at a brick and mortar store all the time. That we give back to the community.
I think giving back to the community is huge. It's funny. I've been watching Nick Hills with his recent Atari game, and the video community is really funny about resellers, talking about how resellers are in it for the money and this and that. Well, resellers are going out and finding the items. They're going out and finding the video games that collectors want. I feel like that's something that's not appreciated quite as much as it should be.
Well, I was talking about the community as in, like, we'd give back to a consumer that may not be able to go to Walmart or a brick and mortar store that needs to get stuff delivered to their house. So we're doing the work for them, going out to, whether it be a retail arbitrage or finding a video game at a yard sale, and we're bringing it back to the consumer community type of thing.
Yeah. No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Chris. We are doing the work of finding the items. I just went to a garage sale a week ago. It was a little old lady. I asked if she had video games. She invited me in her garage and showed me an NES and N64 still in the box. So if these video game collectors are wanting these games, then yeah, they should have to pay for them. If they're not going out and doing the work for them, they should have to pay for them.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we get paid for. We get paid to find things that other people aren't willing to go out and find themselves. I mean, seriously, we are all about being, that tote goat, that the person that's willing to do what other people aren't willing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do.
All day deal grabber is asking me if I collect anything, games, sports memorabilia, etc. I'm going to show you a quick picture of my basement. So,
oh my goodness,
I collect Reds memorabilia.
Is that baseballs?
Yeah, I've got baseballs, bobbleheads. That is a set of riverfront seats. So that is a stadium.
Right out of the stadium, huh?
Yeah, right out of the stadium. It was torn down in Cincinnati. I'm a huge Reds fan, obviously, as you can see from my hat and my videos and everything. I love Red stuff. I always try to find bobbleheads. What's that?
Why? I mean, is it something other than just you were growing up in the Reds? But I mean, do you have deep emotional ties? I mean, did you go and watch games with your dad, or I mean, what's up with that?
I've been going to games since I was a kid. I love doing it, and what's great is my wife loves doing it too. I'm looking over at her now. She's like looking at me. So she loves going to games. It's in our blood.
Tell her to come say hi, man.
Dwayne wants you to come say hi.
Come say hi.
She's shaking her head no.
No, come on. Gee, I mean, is she naked, or I mean, she's got her clothes on, right? I mean, that's good.
She's not naked.
Well, I believe you. I'm just saying. Typically, that's what.
But yeah, I've always loved going to Reds games as a kid. I just love rooting for the local team. And to be perfectly honest, the Reds do a whole lot of local outreach. They reach out to fans. They have all these great programs for kids and for the community. And the Bengals do not. The local football team, I mean, they don't give two shits. The owner just cares about money, and that's it. So I really don't support the Bengals. I support the Reds. I love to go into games. The atmosphere is being in a ballpark and being in a baseball game is just incredible. We love going, and it's just a lot of fun.
No, I agree. I mean, as has been said here in the chat, is Utah doesn't have – we only have one local professional team, and that's the Utah Jazz. We don't have any baseball teams. We have a lot of AAA teams. We're the affiliate for the California Angels, stuff like that. But we really don't have a whole lot of. We have an IHL hockey team. We have the RSL Real Salt Lake soccer team. But as it comes to professional baseball, we're just an affiliate, and I enjoy just going to those games. So I can't imagine having an actual MLB team, local. So. Yeah.
I'll be honest, they're not very good, but I still support them. It's fun going to the game.
That doesn't matter, man. It has absolutely no bearing on it whether they're good. I mean, obviously you're from Cincinnati, so the Cincinnati Bungles. I mean, Bengals.
I call them the same thing. I call them Bungles too. Trust me.
they haven't been good for a very long time. So, but if you're a fan, that's all that matters. You know, I mean, a true fan sticks with their team, no matter how sucky they are.
It's funny you say that. Go ahead, Chris. What were you going to say?
That we actually passed the hour, so we're actually into overtime. So I don't know if you want to stick around and do an after show or want to still keep going live. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with doing an after show. That's cool.
I still have a little bit more. Okay, one thing I want to say is 10K on the Bay just informed me that he's from Salt Lake City.
Oh, cool.
I had no idea. I mean, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
I know it's not that big a deal to you all, but, you know, Utah doesn't have a whole lot of resellers that have come out of the closet. So the fact that he's actually from here, that means that that's cool.
That's really cool. He's got a huge undertaking. I can't even imagine what all goes into that. 10,000 items. I mean, some of the biggest eBay resellers on YouTube are averaging less than 1,000 items.
Absolutely.
You got to multiply that by 10. 10,000.
Well, I don't know if it's a number of, I mean, is it number of items or just dollars per month?
I think it was items. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen from his channel, he's looking at eBay limits. He's looking at eBay allows 10,000 items, and he's trying to reach that, which is it's really an incredible endeavor. And I've got to say kudos to him, man. That's a huge goal. And props to you for jumping out and trying to reach that, man. That's absolutely amazing.
That is cool. We got to hook up 10K because I've only found one other person in Utah that's publicly come out as a reseller. Not that it's in the closet kind of thing, but I've only had one other person that I know of that does what I do. So that is awesome. So.
All right, guys. With that being said, if you liked what we talked about and all the little hijinks that we did again tonight, thanks to Mr. Long.
Hey, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Chris?
I appreciate what everybody did. You do what you did. I'm not going to deny it. I mean, it helped us both out. It helps figure out what we're going to do for next week. We got to top that. So.
Oh shit!
And we will definitely see you Wednesday night. I already know what I'm going to have for a topic for Wednesday night. It's more going to be about. It's going to be about dealing with regrets or having regrets in the business and/or your life type of thing for the drive-by. So with that, I want to say thanks to everybody for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I want to get over 2,000 sometime. Joking.
Thanks. Hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to Walking Picker. He makes awesome videos every single week. Please subscribe to him.
He does, really. I mean, even though I'm the co-host, no, he does really well on his own. So
he does, man. He's amazing.
And with that being said, I will post the link for the after show in the chat. So hopefully you can get in because last week we actually got filled fast.
Yeah, I want to see how freaking drunk I am.
All right, when you get in here.